Okay, so like I said, this last part can be a little tricky. So what I like to do, once again, is I'm going to fold my blueprint so that all I'm looking at is my air scoop. First thing I do, I'm looking for the overall length, and it's right there, 3 12/16, and my overall height is 3 inches. So from the step for the fins, we already have our overall height. We already did that 3-inch line all the way across. So all I need is from this edge, 3 12/16, 3 12/16. So remember, we're measuring in inches. So I've got my 3 inches, and then all I do is I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 3 12/16 is the same as 3 3/4. That's the distance you want on your ruler. So I'm going to put that on my edge, 3 12/16. I'm going to make a dot. I'm going to come up the top, 3 12/16. I'm going to make a dot, and then I'm going to make my light line, just like we did for the body and just like we did for the fins. So this is all wasted space, and this is going to be all wasted space. So now here's my box, 3 12/16 by 3 inches. Now we said this is where it gets a little tricky because this edge is slanted. So I want to draw the dotted line first. So if I look down the bottom, from the very edge to the dotted line is 6/16. From this very edge to the dotted line is 6/16. So I'm going to take my ruler. Remember, 6/16 is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right there. 2 lines before the 1/2 inch, 6/16. I'm going to put it on my edge. I'm going to measure 6/16 and put a dot. I'm going to come up the top. I'm going to measure 6/16 and put a dot. And I'm going to do this permanent. So I'm going to go dash, 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 dash. Nice straight dashed line all the way down. Okay. So that line is 6/16 in from each edge. I'm going to do the same over here. 6/16. So I'm going to measure in 6/16 and put a dot. I'm going to come up top, 6/16 and put a dot. And then, just like I did on the other side, I know it's permanent. I'm going to draw my dashed line right away. Okay. So now I've got my overall box, 3 12/16 by 3 inches. And I measured in 6/16 from both ends, and I put my dotted line in. Now you see that this line right here is not straight, it's slanted. And it's slanted so that it's 2/16 to the left of the dotted line. And then over here, it's 2/16 to the right of the dotted line. So I'm going to take my ruler, I'm going to put it on the dotted line, and I'm going to measure 2/16 to the left. I'm going to come to this dotted line. I'm going to measure 2/16 to the right. All right. So that's all I did. I came to this dotted line. I measured 2/16 to the left. This dotted line, I measured 2/16 to the right. And all I'm going to do is connect that dot to the corner of my paper and this dot to the edge of my mark right there. So I'm just going to take my ruler, put it on the dot, put it on that edge of that line. And I'm going to draw my slanted line. I'm going to come over here, put it on the dot, edge of my paper, draw my slanted line, and then I can darken in this part right here. So now this is wasted space. And this is wasted space because when you go to cut, you're going to cut on that slanted line, straight across, and then back on that slanted line. Remember, dotted lines mean folds. So you're never going to cut. I'm going to cut across here. I'm going to cut down there. And I'm going to cut down there. That's going to give you 1 fin. I'm going to cut up here, cut there, and that's going to give me my 2nd fin. When I do the body, I'm just going to cut right across here. And that'll give me the whole body. And I don't want you to do any folding or anything yet. All right. I'll post this air scoop drawing as soon as I can, but it's no different than what you've done on all the other ones. You start with your box, 3 12/16 by 3 inches. Put in your dotted lines, 6/16 in from each side. And then the trickiest part is this line is slanted. and it's 2/16 to the right, 2/16 to the left, and then you just connect the ends, and that gives you your proper slant. So when you're done, try to marker it in, because you can see, I mean, you can see this way better. So I would like to see this before you cut. All right. And I notice already slanted and slanted. So I'm going to have you show me this. It's called a quality control check. Engineers all the time in companies do quality control checks. They make sure that there are no flaws. All right. Now I'm going to shut this off. All right, I'm going to stop the recording.